Yes, Jumani, also known as Jubian Watchner, is always Arsenal. Nil-nil against Newcastle United in the English Premier League. And we still maintain the top position in the English Premier League following that nil-nil game. But a very exciting nil-nil encounter, I must say. Of course, we started with Zinchenko playing left back, Ben White right back, Gabriel and Saliba centre back with Thomas Partey and Xhaka in the midfield, Odegaard roaming in front of them and being the maestro that he is. Martinelli on one side, Saka on the other, and Eddie Nketiah on top. And of course, I didn't mention Ramsdale in goal. Clean sheet, so kudos to that. But we knew coming into the game against Newcastle that we were going to play against the best defensive record team in the English Premier League currently. Newcastle conceded the least amount of goals, and we knew it was going to be a tough encounter in terms of picking the luck of Newcastle's defense. Nevertheless, they got chances as well, and we were resilient in the back, and the game was an enjoyable one, I must say, because we sitting on top of the table and with a nice gap in front of Manchester City and Newcastle, so it wasn't really nervy because I knew we wasn't going to lose, but the pressure wasn't really there, to be honest, as a fan. I don't know how everyone else felt. But we had some moments where we allowed Newcastle to play their football. I would say allowed because Newcastle was stringing together passes and we absorbed the pressure and tried to attack them with the counter attacks that came about a few times, but we couldn't find the back of the net. A few of these shots were over bar, were off target, and we didn't really get much direct or shots on target. So that would have been the downfall for us in the Newcastle game. But I must say, the referee, the officiating in that game was questionable. We saw how Arteta reacted on the touchline, and I know a lot of persons saying, why Arteta getting on like this? He inexperienced and he moving like a little boy and all these things. To be honest, I and all find like he just be doing a little too much. Um, but quite clearly, he's passionate. I think he could tone it down a little bit. But the reality is, apart from Arteta's behavior on the touchline, something not adding up with regards to some of the calls that are not working in our favor. But guess what? We are too good of a team currently that they had to try harder if they really want to stop the Gunners from flying. So we finished the game nil-nil and came out injury free, which is most important. And we now going to face Oxford United in the FA Cup third round. Now this is the second time since about Burkham days playing Oxford in the FA Cup. Of course, a League One team, so we supposed to beat the team. Of course, we're not. I don't predict that we're going to play. As a matter of fact, I predict that we're going to play a number of our reserve players, and hopefully they could pull together the chemistry to just see through the game and move on to the next round. I can't do it coming out of the FA Cup so early because we came out of the FA Cup early last year. I remember watching that game against Nottingham Forest, and Cads actually watched the game, and it was not a good watch at all. We played horribly. So I'm not looking forward to that. Hopefully, we can just get through this game, and we're going to be facing Manchester City in the fourth round of the FA Cup. They defeated Chelsea 4-0 after defeating Chelsea in the league to close the gap to 5 points. But we run in, so I actually not feeling anyhow about that game. To go into the FA Cup fourth round encounter, beat Manchester City and continue to beat teams in the English Premier League. We play Tottenham next in the English Premier League, and I don't have to say nothing about Spurs right now. So let me just eat my humble pie, calm down, and hope that our players continue to maintain a certain level of humility and focus as we go into the real action-packed part of the season. Still in the January transfer window, so we hope that we can get the two speculated players, João Felix and of course Modric. But if we don't, I'll be very disappointed. I'll be very disappointed. And I really just hope that if we do, they can perfectly fit into our chemistry and our equation that seems to be the best in the world right now. So watch now.